this is Amber Kraft here, course creator and assistive technology trainer at Commtech USA. So today what I wanted to give you guys a preview of here is how the app Seeing AI works. And the app Seeing AI can do many things. It can quick read a document. It can read an entire document. You can identify products, identify people, you can identify handwriting, colors, money, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to walk you through all of those items that the Seeing AI app can do. So I have my iPad here, and that is how I am going to show you how the app works. So I'm going to unlock it and get it ready to go here. And I'm going to just go to the top. Okay. And I'm going to turn down my speech. Okay. So at the top of our screen, when we open the Seeing AI app, we are going to have our menu. And we can double tap into it.
Close button.
So I double tapped into the menu, and right away at the top we have our close button.
Browse photos button.
Next we have our browse photos, which allows us to import photos from our camera roll.
Help button.
We have a help button, which will give us information that would be helpful as to how to use the Seeing AI app.
Feedback button.
We have a feedback button, which allows us to give feedback on the app.
Settings button.
We have our settings, which allows you to change the voices and things of that nature, just settings that are related to the app. I personally don't make any changes to these settings, but if you want to, you definitely can. And if I swipe to the right again, we have our About button, which gives us information about the app. So that is what is in our menu. I'm going to go back to the top and go back out of this.
Close.
Double tap to close.
Menu button.
Okay, so now we're back on our main screen by our menu. We swipe to the right.
Quick help button.
We have a quick help button. If we double tap on the quick help button, it'll give us information about the channel that we are on
Past recognition due to inactivity.
to help us understand what we need to do to use this channel.
Resume announcements button.
Then we have a resume announcements, or sometimes this will say pause announcements.
Recognizing English button.
Then we have recognizing
Double
English,
tap to change
which is the language in which we're going to recognize it.
channel. Short text.
And then we have
Adjustable.
our channels. On the channels,
Swipe up or down.
we can either swipe up or down to go through them. So when we first go into it and we're on the short text, we're going to have to swipe up to go through to hear the other options. And I'll do that now just to give you an idea of what we can all do.
Document.
Document, product, person,
Close.
oops,
Button. Menu. Quick pause.
and open stuff.
Currency.
We have currency,
Adjust. Close. Menu. Button. Channel. Scene.
we have a scene preview,
Adjust.
and
Close.
because I haven't gone through it on my iPad before, it's popping up with the help menu for each one that I haven't used yet.
Quick channel. Color.
Color,
Close. Close. Quick channel. Handwriting.
handwriting,
Close. Channel.
we have our light,
Adjust light.
and that is all of them. So I'm going to go back to our first one by swiping down. Short text. Okay, I have a document in front of me. You hold the
Declan. Ian. Happy Easter. Grandpa, Grandma K. Siblings Braille books. 4. Reading.
Okay, so that just read out the text that was on the document that I had in front of me. And what it did was it just quickly picked up any text it could from the document. I didn't have to press any buttons. It just grabbed whatever it could see right away. That's how the quick text feature works. So, moving on to our next thing.
Channel. Short tag document.
We have document. So, I'm going to put my document back.
No edges visible.
It's telling me no edges visible.
Top edge not visible. Hold steady. Process cancel. Button. Back. Button.
Okay, so what the document channel does is it gives us guidance on where our camera is in reference to our document. And once it feels that we get all the document within the view of the camera, it automatically takes the picture. So that's what it did. As you heard, it gave me some kind of guidance on it couldn't see the top edge, etc. So now that it did get all that, it automatically took the picture, the little music, the dun 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 music, that is to tell you that it's processing the document. So it has now completed processing. As it's not playing that music anymore, I'm going to show you what it says on this channel, or on this page. So right away we have the back button.
Scan result. Heading.
Then it says scan result. That's the page we're on, is our scanned result.
Siamsruvudsoftmans. AOH. Head OAPAC. Play.
So it sounds like it did not get a good picture here. So, but that's where the text shows, is where all that jumbled wording was. And then we have a play button, which we can click and it would read the document to us.
Stop. Button.
We have a stop button.
Increase font size.
Increase font.
Decrease font size. Share.
A decrease
button.
font. A share, which allows us to send it in text, send it in emails, save it to our photos.
Share.
So that's what the screen looks like. I'm going to go back up to the top and hit the back button and try to get a better picture of our document. And it does take a little bit of practice to really get it down.
Right edge not visible. Top edge not visible. Hold steady. Processing.
See, and there was that music indicating that it was processing. So it has completed processing, and we're now back up at our back button at the top of our page that we just processed.
Scan result.
Our
Heading.
scan result.
Declan.
And here is what it pulled from the document.
Vias Easter. Late. Bullet Grandpa and Grandma K. Seedlings Braille books. For children. Play. Button.
So it got a pretty good amount of the text. Like I said before, it takes a little bit of practice to try and get used to it and to kind of learn what to do to get a really good photo. And sometimes it doesn't pull the text the greatest due to the fact that there may be a photo in the background of the document, or it may be a very busy page. It all depends on the document. Some of them it does have a harder time with, but for the most part we did get a good majority of the text. So now going back to our play button that I had talked about before when we tried this last time and I showed you, I'm going to hit the play button to show you what it sounds like.
Body, font family, Arial, font size, 12 points, Declan, Vias Easter Lave, Grandpa and Grandma K Seedlings Braille books for children.
Okay, so that's what it sounds like when you hit play. And it gave us an idea of what the font type was, what the font size was. It gave us all that information along with the text as well.
Speech on.
So that is how the document feature in here works. I'm going to go back.
Scan back.
And we're going to move on to our next channel.
Menu. Top channel.
I'm going to swipe
Document.
up.
Take picture. Pause and out channel. Document. Product.
Okay, now we're on product. So product is used to scan a barcode of an item, like maybe it's macaroni and cheese. So that's what it is for. I have an item here that I'm going to try this on. You just kind of got to move the camera around.
Pause and now quick help button.
So the beeping is to tell me if I'm getting close to the barcode. It's beeping faster because I'm getting closer. Slower when you get away. See? Takes a little bit of practice here. Sometimes it doesn't quite pick it up. And there it got it.
Not recognize. Close. Not share.
So it says it wasn't recognized.
Close.
We can go ahead and we can try it again when it does that.
Menu. Button. McCormick
Oh, and
beef stew
it got it right away that time. So, as I was saying, it'll give a beeping noise, and the faster it beeps, the closer you are to the barcode. And the slower it beeps, the further away you are, and no sound means, well, it doesn't see the barcode at all. So, you just kind of got to move it around, move the packaging, move the device to try to get that barcode within view of it so it can process it. Once it sees the entire barcode, it automatically processes it. So, now that we have it processed, we got our item. I'm going to start at the top of our page that it brought us into now.
Close. Button.
So we have our close button.
McCormick beef stew seasoning mix.
We have our McCormick beef stew seasoning mix, and that's what I have right here. It's in a little envelope, so it's a flat item. It was a little bit easier to get the barcode off of it compared to if it's like a can of corn. It's going to have a harder time getting that barcode, and it's not impossible, but it is quite a challenge. So I'm going to keep going from here.
Share. Button.
We have a share button
More info.
and a more
Button.
info button. We can double tap on our more info button,
Play. Back. Button.
and it brings us into another screen, which at the top we have a back button.
More info. Heading.
It's our more info screen.
McCormick beef stew seasoning mix. Heading level 2.
It's telling us it's our McCormick beef stew seasoning mix.
Delicious homemade beef stew made easy, no artificial flavors, made with all natural spices. Delicious homemade beef stew made easy, no artificial flavors, made with all natural spices. 0 trans fat per serving and low in cholesterol, expertly blended. Spices offer quick home style meals. Play. Button.
Okay, so as you could hear there, it gave us more information about our item. And then when you swipe to the right from reading your more information, you have a play button, so you can have the app read the more information to you.
Stop. Button.
You have a stop button,
Increase font size.
increase font,
Decrease font size.
decrease
Button.
font,
Share. Button.
and a share button.
Button.
And so those are all the buttons that show on that page. And that is how you would use the identification tool within this app to identify an item. So I'm going to go back to the top and close out of this.
Back. Button. Back. Close. Button. Menu. Button.
So now that we went through that one, we're going to move on to our next channel. So I'm going to swipe down to our channels.
Quick pop channel. Product. Person.
Our next one is person. We can identify people. So first what we have to do is we have to enter in specific people into our app and save them. And then when that person moves across in front of the camera, it will automatically identify them. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how that process
Switch to
works.
front
I'm going to switch to the front camera.
Switch one face near center.
One
2 feet
face
away.
near center, 2 feet away.
Channel. Switch to back. One face recognition. Button. Take picture.
I'm going to take the
Button.
picture.
Processing. 17-year-old girl with blonde hair looking neutral.
So it says 17-year-old girl with blonde hair looking neutral. So that's what it identifies me as. Now, if I were to have already done this and saved a picture of me and identified myself as Amber in there, that's what it would have told me instead of saying that there is one person within the view of the camera. So after it processes, at the top we have a close button.
17-year-old girl with blonde hair looking neutral.
We have our description of the person.
Save photo. Button.
We have a save photo button.
Share.
And a share button.
Save
And we can
photo.
double tap the save.
Alert. Seeing AI would like to access your photos.
And then it would allow us to
You
save it
can
to our
save
photos.
Taken with don't allow.
So I'm just not going to allow that.
Alert. Permission denied. Photo library cancel.
So that allows us to save the pictures if it's, a picture that we were taking of maybe a family member and we wanted to save it so that we could use it for whatever later. That would allow us to save it.
Close.
So I'm going to close that.
0 faces. Quick take picture. Face recognition. Pause announcements.
So now if you want to actually do a face recognition and save it,
face recognition.
You'll use the face recognition button on this screen. So I'm going to do that now.
One face near center. One close. But quick close.
So I got my picture.
Teach seeing eye to recognize a new person. Tap that to teach.
So I got to click add.
Recognize close. But quick help. Switch to back camera. Take pic 0/2 faces. One face near left edge. Take picture.
So I need to get in the center now.
Take picture. Take picture.
So it has you take 3 pictures.
Is editing. Enter person's name.
And now that I took 3
Insertion
pictures,
pointed start.
it's asking me to enter in the person's name. So
Paste. Cat W cat A.
I'm going to type in my name.
N G B B B B B R R.
And then I typed in Amber.
Text field. Undo. Redo. Paste. Q.
And then I'm going to swipe
Back.
up
Done.
to the done button, double tap it.
Back. Recognizable people. Heading. Add.
And then it's showing me my recognizable people now.
These people can be recognized. Heading. Amber.
I'm the only one in here as of right now. So I'm going to go back up to the back.
Back. Amber near left edge.
And now it's saying that I'm near the left edge. So
Amber near center. 1 foot 0 faces.
that's how you can use the app to identify people. You can either just use it to take a quick photo and it'll tell you how many faces are in there, where the faces are at, or you can add people to it so that it will recognize the person and tell you who it is. So that's how that works. We're going to go to the next channel.
Pause and switch channel.
And swipe up.
Currency.
And our next channel is currency. So I have some cash here that I can identify. So here's one. I have 2. Here's one. I will try to identify. If it's gonna let me.
Recognizing U.S. dollars. Button.
Okay, that one's a little bit rolled up, so I'm going to try the next one
Double
here.
tap to change. Channel. Current 5US. 5U.
Okay, so it's telling us it's a $5 bill. Now I will try this other one here again and see if maybe we can get it to identify. Maybe, maybe not. I think it's just a little too rolled up for it to really get it. But anyways, so that's how it identifies it, the $5. It will, you hold,
5US dollars.
so there it is, the $5. You hold the camera above the money and it will automatically, as soon as it can identify it, it'll just read aloud to you what the money is. So that's how the money part works, the money identifier.
Channel.
Next channel,
Scene. Preview.
we have a scene preview. So
Take picture.
for the scene preview, you're going to want to hit the take picture button. So I'm just going to kind of try to take a picture here of where I'm at.
Processing.
Processing it.
Probably a person holding a sign.
And it says probably a person holding a sign. So it was a photo of me just holding my iPad. So that's why it said probably a person holding a sign. You can use this in many different places. You know, if you're outside and want to take a picture to see kind of what's around you, it will give you an idea of what is around you. So I'm just going to go through this page quick with you on what's in here.
Close. Button.
So we have our close button.
Save photo.
Oops. Okay, close.
Probably a person holding a sign.
Our description.
Save photo.
We can save our photo to our camera roll.
Share.
We can share it.
Explore photo.
We can explore the photo. So that will allow us
Explore the
to
elements within the photo.
move around and see where things are in the photo.
Explore photo.
If we double tap it,
Close. Explore photo. Explore the elements in the photo by moving one finger over the screen. You'll hear the names of objects spoken out as your finger passes over them.
so what that does is you move your finger around the screen and it'll speak out what your finger is on.
Object detection isn't always correct. Seeing AI also recognizes text in the image. Seeing AI.
So that's how that works.
Close.
I'm going to close it.
Process. Cancel. 2 items detected. Move your finger over the screen.
So now I'm going to move it to explore.
2 items detected. Move your finger over the screen to explore. Towel.
It's making a sound to tell me I'm not on an object.
Towel.
So as you can see, that's how that works. It'll just make some little bit of music or sound, whatever you want to call that, until you get to an object it can identify, and then it'll tell you what the object is.
Back button.
So I'm going to hit my back button
Button.
because I'm done with that. I'm going to hit close because I'm done with that.
Menu.
We're back at our main screen, so we can go ahead and move on to our next thing.
Channel. Scene.
We can move on from
Preview.
scene
Color.
to color. So right now it's getting the color of my carpet, which says brown. So I'm going to try and
Brown and gray.
see if I can flip it to my shirt.
Brown and black. Brown. Brown and gray. Brown.
It says brown and gray.
Gray and brown.
I have
Brown.
another thing here that we can try it on.
Black and brown. Brown.
And it's saying brown still.
Brown and black.
It's saying brown and black because I have a pair of shorts here that I tried it with, and the shorts are black. So as you move it around, it's going to tell you the different colors of objects that are around you. Like I have an envelope here.
Brown.
It's
Brown and gray.
still kind of getting my carpet.
Gray.
And it's saying it's
Brown.
gray, which in the lighting it may be gray as well. So that is how the color identifier works. We can move on to the next channel.
Channel.
Swipe
Color.
up.
Handwriting.
Handwriting. That is our next one. So I have a piece of paper here. And on the piece of paper, I am going to write Commtech USA on it. So COMMTECH. So I'm just going to put, I'm just going to put Commtech. So I wrote Commtech on it. Now that I have that written,
Channel.
I'm going to put my paper in front of me,
Preview. Take picture. Button.
and I'm going to try and get a picture now of it. So you want to hold your camera above your document. You want to tap the take picture button.
Processing.
It says it's
Commtech.
processing it, and
Close.
so now that it's been processed, up at the top, it has our close button,
Commtech.
and it reads out Commtech, which is what I wrote on the piece of paper.
Save photo.
And we can save it,
Share.
we can share it.
Button.
So that is how
Close. Button. Menu.
that is how the handwriting feature works. It tries to pick up your handwriting, or really anyone's handwriting, to let you know what it says. Seeing AI is about the only app that I can really think of that actually has this feature, and I found works pretty well. So now we can go on to our next item.
Channel. Handwriting.
So I'm going to flip up,
Preview.
swipe up to go to the next channel,
Light.
which is light. Okay, so now it has a tone. The higher it gets, the more light there is. The lower it gets, the less light there is. So I do have the light on here. I'm just going to move it around. So there must be the light. Now as I move it back down towards the floor, it gets lower. If I cover it with my hand, it gets really low. So that is how the light detection feature works, which is our last channel that we have within the Seeing AI app. So we have gone through all of our channels, and now you kind of have a better idea of how the Seeing AI app works. So I hope that this is really helpful for you guys. I really love the Seeing AI app. It's one I actually use very, very frequently, especially when it comes to reading mail. So, and that you can get from the App Store. You can download it. If you are a new iOS user and you think, this app would be really helpful for me, but I'm not quite there yet. I want to learn more about iOS first. Well, we at Commtech can definitely help you out with that as well. You can go to our website at www.commtech.net. That again is www.commtech.net. Or you can give us a call at 833-345-8324. Again, that is 833-345-8324. 24. And we can definitely help you if you want to get started on iOS so you can use the Seeing AI app eventually. We can do individual one-on-one training with you, or we also have a great iOS basics course. So just give us a phone call or check out the website and let us know if there's anything we can help you with. Have a great day.